Hey y'all, I hope you had a very Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays. I know I did. I'm super stoked for 2019. I have so much stuff planned, and right now I am sick or getting over being sick, so I sound a little weird, so sorry, I guess. Um, Anyways, so today I'm going to do my top 3 exercises for getting your horse off your leg, because I've had comments in the past where people have had trouble getting their horse off their leg properly. These exercises are super simple, easy to do. There's 3 of them, the first one being the most simple and then the third being the most difficult, but they're not very difficult at all, I think, but someone else might think, I don't know. So I highly encourage you guys to try and implement them in your warm-up or even in the middle of your ride to kind of check, where your horse is as far as off your leg goes. So without further ado, let's get started. For all of these exercises, I will use a dressage whip. My horse has been trained to be reactive, but not scared of the whip, and I highly encourage everyone to train their horse the same way, where their horse is responsive and reactive, but they're not scared of it. She respects it, and she knows what it means, and so I just use it as an extension of my leg aids. So for this first exercise, I actually ride them on a nice long rein, and you can do this with a young horse, you can do this with an older horse that has, been under saddle for a while. And in essence, all it is when I add my leg, I want you to move forward like half a second afterwards. And if your horse does not move forward immediately after you add your leg, all you do is a little tickle tickle or a little tick with your whip on the haunch or right where your leg sits to encourage them to move forward off of it. And I like the long floppy rein because it can be used for a young horse that doesn't quite understand what connection and contact is, or it can be used in like a walk break, which is what I'm doing here with an older horse that knows its job. And also what I love about this exercise is you can mix and match any way you want. Here I do a halt and I ask her to move forward off my leg at a halt, and I don't even think I used the whip there. Oh wait, yeah I did, because she trotted, because she said, hey, that was too much whip, because I was just supposed to walk and I trotted. So in essence, all I do is I will walk and then I'll just add my leg. And if you have a horse that's really hesitant or resistant to move up or go faster in their gait, you just tap and you increase the intensity of the tap until finally they will trot or walk or do whatever forward motion is at your desire at that point in time. I know this exercise seems super simple and a very simple concept, but it's the simplicity of it is what makes it so important. You have eliminated everything contact-wise, laterally, everything, and you have just went back to the basic of leg means forward. Sometimes it takes going back to the basic foundations and making those stronger and more clear, and that's going to help you later on, and that's always a simple exercise you can go back to and sharpen up your skills later on in your career, your horse's career, or even later on in your ride. And here is my second exercise. This is probably my second favorite exercise to get a horse off your leg and forward. I actually used this exercise in my warm-up for this actual ride I filmed, and it's super simple. You just, with connection and contact, you halt. And here I'm going to give her a minute and ask her to move forward my leg, and she doesn't, so I just give her a quick little tap, and you saw my hand move there. It's not a big wallop, it's just a nice little tap, and I've done it like 2 or 3 times at this point, and you can actually see when I halt this time that she's anticipating the walk, and she's actually like very electric off my leg, because she's like, oh, I felt it, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, but go ahead and move forward. And it was actually my honest mistake. And that's why I love this exercise, because it just gets them so sensitive off your leg. And another thing I really like about this exercise is you can make it as simple as you want, or as complicated as you want. You can do halt, walk, halt, walk, halt, walk all day long, and when you're ready, you can do trot, halt, trot, halt, trot, halt, trot, halt all day long. And then when you're really, really ready for it, you can do canter, halt, canter, halt, canter, halt all day long. And it just really, really helps solidify the leg means forward. Just like the last exercise, it's super important to remember that your horse needs to be moving within half a second off your leg, and then if they do not, then add your whip. Tickle your horse, tap your horse, maybe even press the whip on their butt, whatever it takes to get them moving forward, but be sure to release that pressure as soon as they move forward to help develop a willing forward horse. The third and final exercise is my absolute favorite. As you can see here, I have the diagram of a dressage arena, and around the blue box is what's called a half school. And I like doing this exercise in a half school just because it conserves horsepower and you're not having to go around the entire arena. If you want to do the entire arena, you can. It's all about personal preference. But just for you, those of you that want to know what a half school is, there you go, there it is. Anyways, so what I do is I utilize all 4 of these corners, and in these corners I will actually do a series of 3 strides in the corners, and it will be inside leg and whip, and inside leg again. And if you look in this diagram, I have a red line which represents inside leg, and then a green line that comes up right in the like corner of the corner, which will be inside leg and whip, and then finally another red line which will be inside leg again. And then here you can see a final like boxy thing you do with the red and the green. And so each time in the corner you start your inside leg and you will press the whip on with your inside leg for the green lines, and in the red lines you will add your inside leg again. I like to do this exercise in the posting trot. I have done it in the sitting trot, but honestly I like the posting trot better. And I really, really like this because you can use your corners as an outside aids, and you're able to do inside leg to outside rein, and it really helps you recycle that energy. And so you're booting them up with your leg and you're pressing that inside whip on, and there's a corner there helping you with your outside aids, so there's nowhere else to go really but forward. And I will do this only at the trot, and I've actually done it at the canter as well, but the trot seems to be the easiest and the most beneficial. Also, something to keep in mind while doing these exercises, as pretty as it looks to be round and quiet, sometimes you have to be a little more than round and quiet to accomplish the forward concept. So I know my horse was quiet and round for the most part on a lot of this, but I promise you it didn't start that way. This is years and years and years of doing these exercises and implementing these exercises in our training routine. So just keep that in mind when you ride. Don't worry about what your horse's head is doing. Focus solely on your horse's tempo and them moving actively, willingly, and forward off of your leg. I hope you guys enjoyed the little demonstration me and Betty were able to give. And be sure to try out these exercises. I really like them. And I use them on every horse. I use them on young horses. I use them on my older school horses. So I highly recommend you try them, and be sure to comment below if you like the video. Make sure to like it if you like the video, and let me know if you have any questions. Bye.